Well, it's that time of year when Ubisoft slowly leaks all of their Assassin's Creed projects. We all get extremely excited, hoping that this will be the year that everything changes, only to inevitably be let down when we see what they're actually working on and when we realize that our hopes were not actually that justified. We've got some fun news, such as Tencent announcing that they're taking a $297 million stake in the holding company that the Guillemot brothers, who founded Ubisoft, used to own a big chunk, about 15% of Ubisoft. It's a little convoluted. All you need to know is that Ubisoft is owned by a bunch of different investors. 15% of it is owned by the Guillemot brothers, who own their share through another holding company. And that holding company just had 49.9% of it bought out by this Chinese mega giga corporation. And this was very predictable. I mean, I made a video calling this out and saying that this was gonna happen like a month ago. So none of this is particularly surprising. Basically, Tencent just wants rights to all of the Ubisoft IP to be able to make mobile games with. It's exactly what you would have expected. But besides the buyout information, there's also news that's just dropped in the last 24 to 48 hours, specifically relegated to Assassin's Creed and the future of it. More specifically, what the next 3 major Assassin's Creed titles are going to be. Yeah, we know what the next 3 are. I mean, it's kind of a meme at this point that all of the Assassin's Creed stuff leaks right before it launches. But for us to find out what the next 3 major entries are going to be is pretty unheard of, but let's get into it and be specific. So Jason Schreier, probably the preeminent games journalist in the industry today, wrote this article on Bloomberg where he is employed, where he describes what's going down. Basically, on Saturday, September 10th in the morning, depending on where you live, of course, there's going to be a Ubisoft Forward event where they're going to show off a bunch of stuff, not just Assassin's Creed, but also Skull and Bones, The Division, and stuff like that. But this year marks the 15th anniversary of Assassin's Creed, so obviously it's a very special year for Ubisoft's arguably largest franchise ever. Jason Schreier reports right here, quote, "The company plans to showcase a mobile title, yay, and 2 major games. The first major game, codenamed Red and developed by Ubisoft's Quebec office, is set in Japan. The second major game, codenamed Neo or Hexe, is being developed by Ubisoft's Montreal office and is set in the latter stages of the Holy Roman Empire and revolves around witch trials." They go on to say both Red and Neo or Hexe are part of Assassin's Creed Infinity, a platform for future games in the series that will contain multiple settings, as Bloomberg reported last year. The 2 games will likely not release until 2024 at the earliest. So, hooray! We have 2 big Assassin's Creed games confirmed to be coming, one of which is set in Japan, which has been a fan favorite location for a very long time, and one set in the latter portion of the Holy Roman Empire, which is I mean, it's not what I would have expected them to set a game in, but I'm interested. You know what? I'll bite. And I mean, of course, there's a mobile game too, but I mean, we'll just blow past that for now. But there's more. Ubisoft specifically plans to show more of Assassin's Creed Mirage, which they confirmed last week following widespread leaks. Again, this happens every single year where everybody starts to hear what the next Assassin's Creed is going to be, and eventually Ubisoft executives are like, screw it, and they just announce it, even though it's not ready and they don't have a trailer. They just show like some concept art and like, yep, it's real, and move on. That's exactly what happened here. That game, codenamed Rift, is set in Baghdad during the 800s and was once an expansion for the previous game Valhalla before it was converted into a full game. Mirage will veer away from the role-playing elements established in recent series entries and instead aim to return to the stealth focus of early titles, in which players sneak around performing assassinations. I know, baffling, right? Assassin's Creed, you perform assassinations. The fact that this has to be written out at all is hilarious to me. But real quick, I want to explain quickly why I've let my foot off the pedal of optimism when it comes to Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft in general. And a lot of it has to do with one sentence that we just read. You see, I previously said that I thought the future of Assassin's Creed was brighter than people expected it to be or might perceive it to be. And that was mostly because from my vantage point with the information I had at the time, Ubisoft was working on this stealth-focused return to basics and their origins version of Assassin's Creed. It was going to be a return to form, which excited so many diehard fans of Assassin's Creed who have been playing these games for well over a decade at this point. And I thought that was a really good sign. You know, if they're willing to do that, then probably they're willing to consider reworking the RPG open world action adventure fantasy thing that they've been doing for the last 5 years. But there's one sentence in this article which explains why that's not actually what's going on here. It's this passage right here. The game was once an expansion for the previous game, Valhalla, before it was converted into a full game. This was never meant to be a standalone title. It's simply that the DLC grew so big that they decided they could charge full price for it. And it's frustrating because I was so excited that they were like returning to form and back to basics, doing what they had done before that was so cool and original at the time. But instead, it was just a DLC meant to appeal to some hardcore fans. And then they just decided to sell it for more. Like that's it. Instead of this like really cool thing that gets us hyped for the future of Assassin's Creed, it's actually just another kind of greedy, slimy business thing. And it's just, it's so lame. Now, in an attempt to be fair and balanced with this, I want to just say that I do not have an inherent issue with the concept of Assassin's Creed Infinity or with the ideas around Assassin's Creed Mirage or any of that. I don't have an inherent issue with any of them. I think to a certain extent, something like Assassin's Creed Infinity actually sounds really, really cool. One of my favorite parts of Assassin's Creed is going back to different historical settings and exploring them. So to have a central hub where you can just explore like 10 different historical periods and cities, that sounds cool to me. I'm interested. I'll pay attention, though I'm highly skeptical. And in the same way, I'm interested in Mirage. I think it could be cool to return to their roots and to try Assassin's Creed over again like it was in the old days. I think that could be really cool. But you know, I've been trying to really enact and practice healthy skepticism when it comes to everything I see in the gaming industry recently, whether it be The Last of Us Part 1 remake, whether it be the latest Assassin's Creed news or DLC announcement for Cyberpunk 2077. I just want to avoid being convinced of something until there is adequate evidence that's sufficient for belief in that thing. And in the case of Assassin's Creed, time and time again, we see ourselves get burnt. We see Ubisoft screw up, make stupid choice after stupid choice. And I just don't want to be burnt anymore. So while I think these things are interesting and could potentially lead to something cool, as of right now, I am not sold, and I am very skeptical of what this is actually going to turn into. Because I could look at Assassin's Creed Infinity as like a really cool hub for historical exploration, but in reality, what it probably is just a gigantic MMO where Ubisoft can do $50 to $60 expansions every 6 months with a sort of reworked map that they quickly threw together with some random fetch quests and stuff like they did in Valhalla. And it sounds cool at the start, but actually isn't that interesting. Same with Mirage. It could end up being really cool and really, really fun, but it could also just end up feeling like a quick cash grab that they threw together because they wanted to appeal to the more nostalgic Assassin's Creed fans, even though they have no intention of sticking to that return to their roots for the future games that will come the following year. All of this to say, I just think it's really important that we don't get excited until there's reason to be excited, that we don't give Ubisoft our money through pre-orders until they've earned our money by providing a quality product that gets good reviews and that people say is worth playing. But as always, I want to hear what you think in the comment section below. There's the big event tomorrow, September 10th, where Ubisoft's going to show this stuff off in more detail. I will be on a plane during the event, but I'm going to film my reactions quickly on my phone right as I land. And I'm going to have my editor, Jacob. Hi, Jacob. Everybody say hi to Jacob in the comment section. He'll appreciate that. And I'm going to have him throw together a quick little video with my reactions to it that we'll put up. Even though we don't normally upload on Saturdays, I'm going to do it just because I want to see what they've got coming. And I figure why not make a video out of it. So I look forward to the event. I'm interested. You know, my curiosity is piqued, although I really do feel like I'm pretty burnt out at this point, and I'm just tired of being disappointed. So please, Ubisoft, come out swinging with something awesome. Please, dear God, just come on, please. But with that, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and share it with a friend if they're also interested in Assassin's Creed, so they can keep up to date with whatever is going on with their favorite franchise. Also, subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified of when that reaction, whatever news thing that it ends up being launches tomorrow. And whenever we launch other videos, you'll also get notified of those as well. And I know I've said it in like every freaking video for the last 6 months, but I'm just going to let you know I'm over on Twitch right as this video goes live. So if you just finished it, pop over there, links in the link tree in the description box below the like button. Come over, say hi, I'd love to see you. But with that, I'm gonna go take a nap. I am very tired, and you can probably tell because I look like hot garbage. So I'm gonna go nap. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.